Hello everybody, my name is Smarty, short for Smarty Reads, and welcome back. Today I'm going to read Chapter 3 of Mallory in the Spotlight. It's called Auditions. Let's begin. Mom puts a plate of pancakes in front of me. Saturday morning special, she says with a smile. Today's a big day. Mom is right. Tryouts for Annie are this morning. I take a few bites of my pancake, then push my plate back. I'm too nervous to eat. Mom wraps her arm around me. You've spent so much time preparing. I know you'll do a wonderful job. I think back to last night. I read the part Mr. Knight gave me for the audition and sing my song for Mom, Dad, and Max. Mom and Dad said I did a great job. Even Max, who said he'd practically gone deaf listening to me singing for the past week, but said I sounded great, pretty good. I know I'm ready, I tell Mom, but what I don't know is why I'm so nervous. Mom kisses my forehead. That's perfectly normal. In fact, it's good to be a little nervous. When you audition, all that extra energy will help you do an even better job than you did when you rehearsed at home. I hope you're right, I tell Mom. Then I look down at my plate. Mallory, is something else bothering you? Asks Mom. I look up at the clock. I still have a few minutes before I need to go. It's not me, I tell Mom. It's Marianne. I explain to Mom how unenthusiastic Marianne has been about trying out for the play. It's like she doesn't even care if she gets a part. Mom opens her mouth like she's about to say something. Then she shuts it again and takes a deep breath. Maybe Marianne has other things she's thinking about, says Mom. I shrug my shoulders like that's not possible. I don't know what else she could be thinking about. Annie's the only thing anyone at school is thinking about, I say in a dramatic voice. Mom laughs. Your voice was meant for the stage, she says. She stands up and gives me a hug like the conversation is over. Good luck, Mallory. You'll do great. I cross my toes and make a wish that Mom is right. I walk out of my house and straight to the house next door to get Marianne, Winnie, and Joey. Marianne's trying out with me. Joey wants to sign up to be part of the crew, and Winnie wants to be in charge of makeup. When I ring the doorbell, Joey and Winnie open the door. Let's go, says Winnie. I don't want to be late. For once, I agree with Winnie completely. There's only one thing missing. Where's Marianne, I ask. Winnie rolls her eyes. She said something about watching Fashion Fran. Winnie starts walking outside like she doesn't care if she leaves Marianne behind. But I do. I march into the den where Marianne is sitting on the couch. I pick up the remote and click off the TV. I like Fashion Fran as much as she does, but this is not the time to be watching her. Come on, we'll be late for tryouts. Marianne looks at me and shrugs. Then she gets up off the couch and walks towards the door without saying a word. I know today is all about acting, but one thing Marianne is not doing is acting like Marianne. I wish she'd start acting more like her regular self, who's always excited about everything. Are you ready? I ask her as we walk towards the auditorium. I don't know how she can be ready, says Winnie. She barely rehearsed her lines. All she does lately is watch TV. I ignore Winnie. I hope Marianne does too. That's the last thing anyone who is about to audition for a show needs to hear. I put my hand around Marianne's arm so she slows down. When Winnie and Joey are ahead of us, I give Marianne a little pep talk. I'm sure you're going to do great today. I guess so, says Marianne. I put my arm around my friend. You don't have to guess. I know you'll do great. Marianne kind of half smiles, like half of her cares how she does at the auditions and the other half doesn't care at all. Don't forget that Mr. Knight said there will be parts for dancers too, and you're a really good dancer. Oh yeah, says Marianne like she had forgotten all about that. I start to say more like, how could you forget you're a good dancer? But I don't get very far. Hurry up, says Joey. He holds the door open for us. As we enter the auditorium, the director is already starting to talk. Everyone come inside and find a seat, says a loud, clear voice from the stage. If you're auditioning, please take a seat on the left. Those of you who want to be a part of the crew will please find a seat on the right. I look around as the left side of the auditorium fills up with kids from all grades. And then on the top, there's the director, apparently, of the Annie the Musical auditions, holding a mic and telling the auditioners what to do. Over here, Pamela motions us to sit next to her. I can't believe how many people are trying out, she says as we sit down. I think over half of the school is here, I say to Marianne and Pamela. Marianne looks around the auditorium like she's taking it all in, but she doesn't say anything. I wish I had a crystal ball so I could see what was going on inside her head. I can't tell if she's nervous about the tryouts, or if she doesn't care about the tryouts at all. Quiet, please, the director smiles and waits while everyone settles down. I'm Mrs. Denson, the drama teacher at Fern Falls Middle School. I'm going to be the director of this show, and I'm very excited as this is the first show we've done at the elementary school. Lots of kids clap and cheer like they're just as excited as Mrs. Denson, and I'm one of them. Even though I haven't spent any time with Mrs. Denson, there's something about her big smile and friendly voice that makes me know I'm going to like her. She says everyone who's trying out to give her a few minutes while she talks to the kids who wants to be part of the crew. When she's done signing everyone up for props, costumes, lighting, hair, and makeup, she excuses those kids and turns her attention to the other side of the room. Mrs. Denson claps her hands together. Now, time for the actors, she says. Props. Everything on stage except the scenery and the actors. I have a list of all of you who signed up to audition. I'll be calling on you in the alphabetical order. When your name is called, please come up to the stage. I'll ask you to recite the lines from the scene that you were given, and then you will have an opportunity to sing the song you have selected. Also, please let me know if you have any dance experience, and you are welcome to show me a few steps if you would like. Scenes, the building blocks of a play, like chapters in a book. I take a deep breath as Mrs. Denson calls up a third grader, Samantha Adams. I'm glad our last names start with M. At least we don't have to go first, I whisper to Marianne. Marianne gives me a tiny nod. Usually she would say something like, I'm so glad we don't have to go first. But she doesn't say anything. Maybe she's just nervous. I know I am. I feel like every bug, bird, and butterfly in Fern Falls is flying around in one place, and that one place is inside my stomach. When Samantha finishes her song, Mrs. Dempsey calls on a boy from second grade. Pamela Brooks is next. I watch as kid after kid goes up on the stage to audition. And then in the top there is Pamela with the glasses. And then there's Mallory, and then there is Marianne sitting uninterested. Some are good, and some are not so good. I know it's not so nice to think this, but every time a not-so-kid auditions, I feel like my chances of getting a part get a little better. Mrs. Dempson keeps going down the list. She calls up kids whose name starts with G, H, I, J, and K. We're almost to the M's, I whisper to Marianne. We watch as Mrs. Dempsey calls up a boy from our class, Carlos Lopez, otherwise known as CeeLo, and also Marianne's boyfriend. As he walks up to the stage, I poke Marianne in the leg and wink at her. I know she'll be excited to watch him try out. Marianne smiles a little, but it isn't her usual big happy smile that she has when she sees CeeLo. I start to say something to her like, what is going on with you? Or did you forget to eat breakfast? Or are you really an alien who took over my best friend? But I don't get to say anything because right when CeeLo finishes, Mrs. Denson calls out Marianne Martin. I grab Marianne's arm. Your turn. Good luck, I whisper as she gets up. I watch her walk up to the stage. Usually Marianne walks fast and looks like she's dancing while she walks. But today she looks like she's sleepwalking. I listen while she reads and recite or sings and recite her lines. She kind of seems like she's asleep while she does that too. I think about all the kids who have tried out so far. Some were good and some were not so good. Marianne didn't seem like she was either. She seemed like she wasn't even trying. When Miss Denson asks if Marianne has any dance experience, Marianne nods like she does, but it's no big deal. I want to stand up and say, Marianne is a great dancer. One time she performed hip hop at the mall. Show her what you can do, Marianne. But I don't say anything because as soon as Marianne is done, Mrs. Denson calls my name. As I run up to the stage, I try to push my thoughts about my best friend out of my brain. When Mrs. Denson nods that she is ready for me to begin. I start reciting my monologue. At first, I feel nervous, but as I get into it, I feel better. By the time I get on to my song, I feel good. Monologue, a long speech by a single actor. When I'm done singing, Mrs. Denson smiles and nods like she approves. And there's Mallory singing for her Annie audition. Great job, lots of kids say as I walk back to my seat. I take a deep breath as I sit down. I think about what Mom said about the extra energy helping me do a good job. Maybe she was right. I felt good while I was auditioning, but it's hard to tell how I did. I remember the feeling of singing and reciting my lines, but I'm not sure what they sounded like coming out of my mouth. You sounded good, says Marianne like she can read my mind. For a minute, it's like she's a Marianne I know and love again. I smile and mouth the words, thank you. Even though I feel good about how I did, it's hard to feel completely happy because I don't feel good about how Marianne did. I look at her to see if she looks upset, but it's hard to tell how she's feeling. It's also hard to sit and listen while the rest of the kids audition. All I want is to find out if I got a part and Marianne got a part. I cross my toes and hope that'll happen. Goodbye, everyone, Mrs. Denson says when the last person is done. She waves a big friendly wave. Thanks to all of you for trying out. I will be making casting decisions this week, and a cast list will be posted on the bulletin board in the cafeteria on Friday morning. Cast the actors chosen to perform in a play. As I walk home with Marianne, I start talking about the auditions. I can't believe how many kids tried out. There must have been over 100 kids, or maybe over 200, maybe even 1,000. I don't know. I don't think I could have counted all of those kids. I wonder how many will make it. I wonder who will get the big parts. I wonder how many kids will be the chorus. Mrs. Denson seemed really nice. I think it would be tons of fun to be in the show. It's so cool that Fern Falls Elementary is putting on a show. I go on and on about the auditions. When we get to Marianne's house, she touches my arms like we're at her stop. See you later, she says. I start walking to my house, but halfway there I notice something. It's very quiet, and not because I just stopped talking. Marianne didn't say a word the whole way home. I walk back to the wish pond on the end of my street. I pick up a rock, close my eyes, and make a wish. Actually, I make 2 wishes. I wish I get a part acting in the play. I wish my best friend will start acting like herself. That's the end of that chapter. I'll see you next time when I read Picked. Bye, everyone.